Breaking news in the battle over the new Bears stadium. The Bears are narrowing their focus on a stadium to the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana.
This as Indiana lawmakers in the House Ways and Means Committee unanimously passed a bill that would help fund that project. Now, this comes as a pivotal hearing in Springfield today that would have determined whether the Bears build a new stadium in Arlington Heights was suddenly canceled. Sources tell us Illinois lawmakers wanted to work through some additional details in the mega project assessment freeze and payment law before bringing it forward. The plan aimed to freeze the Bears' property tax assessment for up to 40 years and provide over $850 million in infrastructure support. Some officials argue taxpayers should not fund an NFL franchise.
The Bears released this statement this morning, quote, "The passage of Senate Bill 27 in Indiana would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due to diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana."
One man who's been tracking this developing story and has valuable insight is Mark Gannis.
So what we see here, we see the Chicago Bears actually ended up going to Indiana. What you need to learn about the Chicago Bears, and you need to put this into your life, you go where you are wanted. That's what the Chicago Bears are doing. They're going to where they are wanted. Indiana laid out the red carpet for them, passed the SB 27 bill so they can make way for them to give them whatever they need so they can have that team in Indiana. You know how much money Indiana is going to be worth now? How much money that area is going to go up because of that football team? What you see from Chicago, bad leadership. Mayor Brandon Johnson fumbled the bag. Governor Pritzker fumbled the bag. This is what happens when you have people in office that do not see the bigger picture. They're trying to play tough ball, but you can't play tough ball when there's somebody right there that wants your girl. You can't be tough. And I think they thought they were bluffing, and Indiana kept pushing away, and now the Chicago Bears are going to be in Indiana. Are they going to be called the Indiana Bears? But I just say this is a wonderful play by Indiana. They came in there, swooped in, very similar to what Kansas did to Missouri for the Kansas City Chiefs. These areas understand the importance of having a high entertainment situation like a football team. Money. It's about money. It's not about politics. It's not about trying to you want to stabilize your economy. So now in Chicago, they have high property taxes, high crime, no football team. They have high crime, high property taxes, no football team. Bad leadership. The governor need to be gone. The mayor need to be gone because Chicago Bears are no longer going to be the Chicago Bears. Indiana Bears. How crazy is that? They fumbled the bag. I don't know why Mayor Johnson is still you guys' mayor. I don't know why you guys don't vote him out because he's done a horrible job. That's what happens when you have a Democrat mayor. They don't see the bigger picture. You're worried about taking care of immigrants, but you just let one of your biggest assets go for nothing. You couldn't work out a deal. That's why I tell people you need to make sure your politicians are deal makers. That's what makes President Trump so good. He's a deal maker. You have to put your agenda aside for money. That's what you have to do. Understand if we have this team here, how many businesses will make money, how much would it stimulate the economy, how much money will we be getting in, figure it out. They canceled their meeting that they were going to do. They took too long. They did not treat them like how Indiana's treated. At the end of the day, you go where you are wanted. That's the main thing of this story. You go where you are wanted. You go where you're celebrated. You go where they laid a red carpet out for you because you will do better in that area. You got one of the hottest teams now. Your team is actually good. You let them go to Indiana. That's crazy.
Talked with Mark throughout the way. He joins us live on the phone. Mark, walk us through the politics and the mechanics today. You have a red light in Springfield, a meeting critical to keeping the Bears in Illinois get a red light, while in Indianapolis in the State House there, a bright green light from the State House there. How are we to read this today?
Well, I think the short answer is Indiana is doing everything it is supposed to do in a very businesslike, professional, timely manner to try and attract the Bears. And after 2.5, 3 years of working in Illinois and Chicago, the Bears project for, which is the only site in Illinois, is Arlington Heights. The project there still has not gotten approved. Now, that doesn't mean it won't get approved. I hear that there's a lot of activity being taking place to try and get it done. But the unanimity in Indiana is demonstrating that they know how to get a deal done. Now let's find out if Illinois does.
On the Bears part, Mark, is there any posturing here going on? In other words, to try to leverage the best deal possible for the team to stay in Illinois? Or do you think they sincerely are saying, you know what, Hammond's looking really good right now?
There's no negotiation on the deal any longer. The deal in Indiana is pretty well set. The deal for Arlington Heights is pretty well set, just hasn't been approved. Now, the truth of the matter is, Dana, that the deal in Indiana would be a far better economic deal for the Bears. Because in Arlington Heights, the Bears have said, and the deal that's on the table, is they would pay 100% of the cost of the new stadium, of the land, and they will operate and pay all capital expenses for the new stadium. That is a very favorable deal for the taxpayers. Now, in Indiana, they are saying that there will be taxpayer money that will be going to help pay for the stadium, meaningful taxpayer money, using the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis as the model.
So if you are on business, what's the better deal for you? You can get a new stadium in Arlington Heights. You stay in the Chicago area, Arlington Heights, whatever, but you got to pay for everything. You don't get any tax money. You don't get any tax benefits. You don't get anything, but you're building this brand new thing. You're going to be bringing billions and billions to the economy, but you don't get taken care of. Or you can go to another state where they're going to pay for pretty much everything with taxpayer money because they see the revenue that you're going to bring to the community. What are you going to do? If I'm in business, I'm going to Indiana. If you're not going to take care of me and see what we do for the community, why do I need to be here? I'm not feeling appreciated. That's what this is about. It's business. If I got to use a little bit of taxpayer money to continue to keep these people here and where we can make billions and billions of dollars a year off of just the economy and the revenue that you guys bring to this state and to this city, I have to do what I have to do so we can continue to have money. But what the problem is, Chicago does not have the money. That is the reason why they're trying to raise property tax. That is the reason why they need more federal dollars. They don't have the money to help and take this taxpayer money to give to them to build a new stadium. That's what this comes down to. They don't have the money. It's not that the fact they don't want to do it. They don't have the money to do it with because they are in a deficit. So if we're in a deficit, how are we going to give you money and taxpayer money to build and help when we don't have it? That's what this comes down to. Follow the money. Follow the money. Basically, what we see is bad leadership fumble the bag. Bad leadership put the city in a deficit. And bad leadership is going to be the main reason why the Chicago Bears will be called the Indiana Bears. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, keep this thing rock, keep it going. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description below. Also, what we have is we have the No Filter Money Show Monday through Friday, 10:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you tune in. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.